Hey guys, it's Allison here at Common Ground Gardens. Let's talk about some fall activities. Always fun stuff. We're going to be making hot sauce and planting garlic. Probably the last thing we could put out this year. So come along, maybe you learned something. So you can see here I'm breaking apart the cloves and just going to plant one clove stem side down, or the root side down, just like you would a tulip bulb or anything. And basically that's all we're going to do until July. I mean, in the spring we'll keep it moist and we'll keep it weed free, but other than that, garlic has got to be one of the easiest things there is to grow in the garden once I followed the direction to plant it in the fall. And who doesn't love garlic? So this is the garlic that I carefully saved and did not eat from the harvest this year. I cannot remember the variety I got though. It's a hard neck and it's a reddish one. And I bought it from Territorial. So if any of you guys know what I have, let me know. But see, it's got this hard inner stem. But so I just I saved the cloves. I'm going to separate these and plant them in the soil. And garlic grows really well if you plant it in the fall. If you've been trying to plant it in the spring, it just doesn't bulb up. So I'll plant these now, and what happens is the roots will grow. So it's just enough time, the soil's warm enough, the roots will grow, and then they'll stop over winter and hibernate, and then in the spring the green shoots will come up, and then it'll bulb out and it'll be ready for harvest in July. So let me get these in the ground. So here's the Reaper sauce we made with those peppers we showed in the last video, which were not ghost peppers, they were Carolina Reapers, but this has 3 Reapers in it and a tomato and vinegar and stuff. I like it. It's definitely hot, but it's not, like, the first thing I noticed was the flavor, not the heat. So I think I'm gonna stick with 3 Reapers today. 4? Oh, I thought you had 4 fingers up. I was like, really? This is tasty. I like it. Okay. Don't have a fancy jar, just have this. But I'm trying a little bit of a different recipe. This one's gonna have garlic in it because we prefer that. So let me show you what I've got. First things first. Putting on my gloves. This stuff is not a joke, people. Okay, so I got the starter recipe for this off of a website called chilipeppermadness.com, and I'll link it down below. They have all kinds of recipes. I really like the way this one tasted. Oh, that heat's coming, I can feel it. But I also tweaked it a little bit because we like it a certain way. Like, I like real vinegary hot sauce, and I also want it to be preserved more. I noticed a lot of the recipes only had a couple tablespoons full of vinegar. I want a little bit more for taste and to preserve it. So here's what I'm putting in this one. Okay, so I'm also not following the directions to cook it. We have cooked hot sauce before. One time I accidentally cooked it in the house and I almost killed everybody with the fumes. We started cooking it outside on the camp stove, and that's a great idea. But in the comments on that Chili Pepper Madness, someone was like, take everything raw, put it in your Magic Bullet blender, and then cook it in a crock pot. And I was like, yes. And then put the crock pot outside so the fumes don't hurt anybody. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So here's my little blender. We're going to put 3 Carolina Reaper sauce in here. Totally up to you. How many? Oh, that stuff is good. I really like the way that tastes. Two big, beautiful cloves of garlic from the garden. One small onion from the garden. If you were doing it from the store, I'd do a medium onion, but these are really strong, so I didn't want to like overpower it. And then I've got one pineapple tomato medium for the heat. I mean, sorry, for the sweet. I want 1 teaspoon of salt. So this is sea salt. 1 teaspoon. This is a 1/2 cup of champagne vinegar. You could use white vinegar, doesn't taste as good. Champagne vinegar is a little more fancy. Rice vinegar would be good, and so would red wine vinegar. You're just gonna get a little bit of different taste in whatever. And then about 3/4 cup of filtered water. All right, so I'm not kidding you guys. Wear a mask. I usually actually wear a bigger like filter mask that my husband has for work, but now I'm gonna blend it up. There we go. I'm putting it in the crock pot that I have on the outside table. And I have an outside plug. I don't know if you can hear me, but anyway. So this is the only bad part when it goes from the blender to the crock pot. Well, other than that, we're pretty fume free here. It's pretty great. All right, all done. So I put it on keep warm, and I'll leave it out here for a couple hours, and then I'll come and I'll bottle it up. So delicious. All right, you guys, remember, life's a garden. Dig it.